Alright guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you exactly how to add files bigger than 25 MB inside of GitHub. Alright, so if you want to be able to add files that are bigger than 25 MB inside of GitHub, make sure you watch this video step by step, because that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you. Right, so make sure you watch this video till the end. It is very important. Before taking action, you watch this video till the end. Alright, so what we are going to do first, before anything, is we are going to come over to the GitHub website. If you don't know how to come over to the GitHub website, you just open a new tab on your device and then you just click on GitHub, type in GitHub, and then you come over to the first website. Right, this is actually the basic step. You have to be able to come here. Alright, so then you want to be able to sign in right here if you have an account. If you don't have an account, then you come here and open a sign up, create a new account. It's actually not very hard. It is super simple. Alright guys, so I'm inside of my account right here. So what we're going to do right now is that I'm just going to come over. I've set a step-by-step guide we are going to follow to successfully add a file that is bigger than 25 MB on GitHub. Right, I've successfully set out a file. Right, I've successfully set out different steps. Right, 10 different steps that we are going to follow to be able to successfully do it. All right, so let's go through them step by step. So the first step is to actually install a tool called Git LFS. All right, that's actually the first step, because the reason why GitHub cannot actually access or receive files that are bigger than 25 MB is simply because the space requirement is actually low, very low, so it cannot receive more than that. Right, so there is a tool that we use to connect to GitHub called Git LFS, which is what we are going to be using to be able to send bigger files to GitHub. All right, so what you want to do is that if you already have GitHub, then you don't need this step. But if you don't, just come over to this website here called git-lfs.com. right, git-lfs.com. all right, just come here, open a new tab, or you can just type in git lfs, and then you see the website. Come here and then you just download. If you're using the Windows, if you're not using the Windows, you just go through. They have the one for iOS and Linux, so just go around, play around with it, and then search for the version that best suits your device. All right, it is super important. So what you want to do is that the next thing you're going to do is that we are going to come over to this prompt right here called git bash. Right, you're going to come over to this prompt right here called git bash. Now if you don't have git bash, you're simply just going to come here and then open a new tab and then type in git. All right, git dash scm. All right, these are tools that you need to be able to successfully do this right here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to come right here and then you're going to come as usual. Right, select the one that best suits you. All right, so if you're using a Windows right here, just click on download Windows. If you're not, you can play around with it and look for the one that best suits your device. All right, so you can actually check for downloads. You can come here and then check for Mac build and all of that if you're not using a Windows and all of that. So what you're going to do is that you're just going to download the latest release. Once you download the latest release, you just install it. Right, so once you install it, this tool here called git bash, is actually going to automatically install alongside this git that you're about to install. All right, they go together. It's very important. Right, this git we want to install comes with the git bash. So it's the git bash, which is the terminal we're going to be using to be placing all our codes. All right, we're going to be placing all our codes inside here. It is very important. Okay, so what you're going to do right now, once you've downloaded the two softwares that I told you about, the two tools, right, you've downloaded them, what you're going to do right now is that you're going to come inside of git bash right here, come inside of git bash, and then just come in and then type in this git lfs install. Right, so we want to come here and then actually try and see if we've successfully installed the git lfs. Right, remember we downloaded it, and when you download it, if you just click on the app, extract it, and then follow the simple processes, you're supposed to install it. But then to confirm that it's actually installed, we just come here and then we actually type it. I'm just going to paste it right here, git lfs install, and let's see what it's going to tell us. As you see, it says here git lfs initialized. This basically means that it's actually installed in my device. If it's not installed, some red communications will come up here, and then you just try and then install it. Right, you try and install it from here. It is super simple. So you download it and then install it on your device. Just follow step-by-step process. All right, so basically that's it. When you come, so basically, like I said right here, I wrote it down here that run this once on your computer. Right, if successful, you will see something like this, which is what we saw, the git lfs initialize. Right, so then we move over to step 2. It is super simple. The next thing, step 2, is to go to our folder projects. Right, so we move into the folder that contains the large file you want to upload. All right, so basically what you're going to do is that you're going to open your file explorer, and then you're going to search for the exact file that you actually want to cross over to GitHub. So let me look for a one that is above 25 MB. All right, let me just look for maybe a video. Okay, I'm going to look for a video that is above 25 MB, right, just so we can just use it to try out for this video. So I'm searching. Make sure you keep watching. It's very important you watch till the end. Right, so you're not going to make any mistakes. So I'm just going to pick this one of these anime movies right here. Right, so basically this is actually the one I'm going to do. So if I come here, click on it, and then I'll right click on it so that a drop down is going to come up right here. Right, so now that the drop down has come up right here, you can come below here to properties. It is very important. Come over to properties, and then you see this is the file location. This is what we want. Right, so we just copy the file location. But now follow me and follow me carefully, because there's something you need to do. When you copy the file location, you don't come here and then paste it directly here. You just come and look for a place to paste it. Let me come down here, because we are going to add some things and adjust some things right here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to come here, right, in front of the C right here, and I'm going to add in CD right here. CD, it is very important. Make sure that the CD is in small letter. If you use capital letter, it is not going to work. Right, so the second thing you're going to also do is that you're going to change this slash right here. These slashes right here, they are facing left. You're going to change, put the one that faces right. This is why it's good to watch till the end, so you're not going to miss anything. Because if you just keep jumping and moving out of the video, you're not going to get the exact thing you want. So you come, this is why it's good to watch till the end before you begin anything. So if I exit this one right here and then come here and then change it to the right slash, like the forward slash, all right, change it to the forward slash, and then as you can see, I've changed it. So if I come down here, so basically this gives access to the folder exactly where the file that we want to transfer is. So we want to give, generally we want to give git bash the access so that when it wants to transfer it to GitHub, it will be able to do it. All right, so we'll come here and then click on it. All right, so come here and click on it. Let me come here again. I didn't copy the whole thing, that's why it's not showing what we want. I'll copy it again. I'll come here and then paste it right here. See, paste it right here. Missing something right here. All right, so we'll come here and just make some adjustments. Right, so I'll just come here and add in the quotation. Right, the quotes, I did not add double quotes right here. It's very important. All right, copy. I'll copy the quotes right here. Okay, I should paste it here, right here. Paste in the second quote and then copy everything. Copy everything right here. Alright, so I'll come here and then paste it right here. Alright, so let's look at it one more time. We are probably not getting the entire thing right. Okay, so if I come here, okay, I think this is in capital letter. The C is in capital letter. So we want to make it small letter right here. It is very important. Right, this is why it is very important to watch till the end. So sometimes little misplacing code will not work. Right, everything will not work. Boom, as you can see, it actually worked. Right, so the missing link was the code right here. Right, it was the C was in capital letter. Right, they were in capital letter. So right now we are inside of our download folder, right, which is what we want. Right, so we'll move on to the next step, which should be step 3. Easy and simple. All right, so but before we move to the step 3, we can actually come here and type in ls. Right, if you type in ls, it's actually a code that lets git bash to try and list out all the files inside of that folder, right, just to know if it actually is in the correct place, right? We want to just confirm if it's actually in the right place. So if it can list all the folders inside of our download, we know that it actually has access to the download. If I click on it right here, it's going to list out all the folders inside of my download, right, which are all of this right here. Every single thing inside here, it's going to list it out for us, so we know that it actually has access to our download right there. But it's not really necessary, right? Just to confirm. Alright guys, so as you can see right now, it actually just listed every single file inside of our download, which is what I said it would do. Just to confirm all of this, right? Just to confirm that it's actually inside of our download, it has access to our download section, right? So let's move on to the next step. So what we're going to do, right, normally we're supposed to initialize Git, right? If not already, right, if this folder isn't already a Git repository, right, you initialize one. Okay, so what's going to happen is that we're actually going to come here and put in git initialize, or git space int, right, git space init, git space init. That's what we're going to paste in as the next step, right, is to initialize Git. And if you don't understand, don't worry, just follow the steps. This is exactly how to add a large file above 25 MB. Okay, so what you're going to do before we continue with the step 3, we need to create a repository right here. Okay, let's go come over here and then just copy it right here. I'll just copy and paste it right here, and then I come here and then paste it right here. Right, you can actually type it, I just don't want to type. All right, so what's going to happen, it says initialized empty git repository in this. All right, so what's going to happen right now is that it has actually created, right, it has actually made our download a repository. All right, it has actually made our download a repository. Okay, added a repository file. Now what that means is this, right, if I come here inside of my download and then I type in .git, let me type in .git, right, you're going to notice that this is actually, okay, it's actually coming up right here, right, it's actually opening right here. All right, so basically what this is actually saying is that it actually has put in, puts in. So what's going to happen right here, the next thing we're going to do right now is we're going to come to step 4. Right, what we're going to do is that we're going to track your large file type with the LFS, right, which is the large file storage. So we tell Git LFS to handle a big file, right, for example video, zip. So it depends on the nature of the file. You're going to put in the file format. Okay, so for example, if it's MP4, if it's a video that is MP4, you're going to type this git space LFS space track space open quotation, then star, right, this star, I believe you know what this sign is, right, dot MP4. Same thing if it's a PDF. Okay, so you do the same thing right here, and then you just put in .pdf, right? So that's the difference. Depends if it's an exe, same thing and all of that. So it depends on the format. So I'm just going to copy, since mine is an MP4. Okay, I just copy it right here, and then I just come here and then just paste it right here. So I'll just paste it right here. Let's see what's going to happen. So it said MP4 already supported, which is good, right? So what's going to happen is this, we'll just normally this creates a file called git attributes, right, inside your folders, right, storing that rule. Now you're not going to understand what this is yet, but just relax, and I'm going to explain in step 5, which is to add the .git attribute file. All right, which is step 5. So now add the rule, add that rule to your project, so GitHub knows about it too. Okay, so what you simply do is this, just come in and put in git add space, right, git space add space dot git attributes. These are codes that, these are languages that these terminals understand. These terminals actually understand this language. So you put in git space add space dot git attributes. Okay, so I just copy it right here and then I paste it right here. It is just super simple. Connect, right, which is amazing. So what's now going to happen is this, once we've done this, the next thing we are going to do right now is we are just going to come here. So to step 6, right? So we add your actual large file. Add your actual large file, right? So now add the specific file you want to upload, right? So you put in git space add, then space, put in brackets your video.mp4. All right, now let me explain. So let me come over to where my video is, right? Let me select the video I want, right? So this is the video, this is the anime video that I want to transfer, right? And if you look closely, if I come here to properties right here, you notice one is actually above 25 MB. Okay, so then two, this is the file name, right? This is the file name. So I'm just going to copy it right here, copy it, and then I'm just going to come here, and then I'm not going to paste it direct. I'm just going to come here and make it this. So I'm going to just press enter and then copy it right here, because I'm going to add some things. Remember, we have to add git add, right? Git add, then space, very, very important. Git add, then space, then we put in the quotation, right? We put in the quotation right here. All right, guys, so we've added the quotes and the quotes here, right? So guys, these details are very, very important. This is why it's always good to make sure you pay attention and watch till the end if you want to successfully add a large file, right, above 25 MB over to GitHub, right? You can see that the details matter. This is why it's good to watch till the end. I come here and then copy right here. Let's see, come here and copy right here. So I come here and then put it. If it doesn't work, that means we did something wrong. We're gonna figure it out. So I come here. All right, so you give it some seconds to actually load up. All right, so now that we've done this right here, right, what's going to happen next is that we come over right here. So basically what we just did is that this is the step where you actually include the real file, right, which is what I said. So we just added git space add space, and then we added the file. Okay, so now the next step, which is step 7, is to commit the changes, right? So this is actually a very, very important part of it, right? So you want to create a commit to save your changes. To do that, you just come here and put in this code, right? You notice that to successfully do everything, you have to be able to put codes, right? These are the codes: git space commit space -m space, put in your quotation, then add large file with git lfs. Okay, so basically that's what we're going to put. So this is what you're just going to copy and paste inside the command, right? Observe them very well, right? So you're not going to make any mistake. So I just come here and then paste it right here. Super simple. Then click on enter, right? Boom. As you can see, it has actually create mode 100644 anime patch, blah 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 blah. So it basically has been able to detect and created a commit for my file, my folder. All right, so what you're going to do right now is, now this actually bundles your tracked file into a version, right, into a version snapshot. So basically we move over to step 8, right? So we connect to your git repository, right? Connect to your git repository, and make sure you keep watching this video. It's very, very important, right? If you haven't already linked to this folder to GitHub, you do it now. So what you're going to do right now is that you're just going to come here and then, right, paste this inside of it, inside of the git bash. But before you do that, we have to come over here. It is very, very important. We come over to git bash. We come over to GitHub, beg your pardon. Come over to GitHub. It's very, very important. This is why we opened it in the first place. Come here and then come to repositories. All right, now when you come over to repositories, if you already have repositories and you want to put them inside any of your repositories, okay, you just come here and put them inside. If you don't have a repository or you want to put it in a different one, you just come here and then paste it right here. Okay, you just come here and create a new one and then do the setup. It's actually a very easy process to set up, right? So you click on new and then you put in the repository name, add a description, and then you just leave this one turned off, the add readme, leave it turned off, it's not necessary. All right, so make it public, I guess. Then you just come here and then create repository, right? Super simple. But for me, I'm just going to put it in one of my repositories, right? I have existing one, so I'm just going to use this TE right here. Okay, I'm going to click on it. I use this TE right here. When I use this TE, I'm just going to come here to where it says code, this green button that says code. So I'm just going to copy the name of this repository. Very, very important. So I go back to my documents, because basically this is what we're going to do. We're supposed to add in this git space remote space add space origin, right? Space origin. Then we now do space and then put in this right here. We'll put in the HTTP blah blah blah, our repository and website location. So to successfully do that, let me exit this right here. Control Z. I think we made a mistake. So if I come here, exit right here. So I'll just come here and then add it right here. Okay, so this is our actual GitHub link, right? So what I'm just going to do right now, I'm just going to come here and then click on this git remote space on all of this. I'm going to come here and add it here, paste this right here. I'm going to come here and exit this. All right, so let's see. So I'm just going to come here and then put it right, and then put it here, copy it, and then take it over to git bash. I just hope I put the position them well, because sometimes if you don't do it properly, it will not work. All right, so I think it actually worked, right? So it has actually worked, right? So I think we've actually linked this folder to GitHub, right, which is good. All right, so the next thing we want to do right now is that we want to push your files to GitHub, right, which is the most important thing. So we've done this, which is the git remote add origin. Okay, now you move over to step 9, which is the second to the last step. So you push your file to GitHub. So finally upload your project, including large file. So what you're going to do is that you're going to come over to the git bash command again and put this git space push space origin space main. All right, this is what you do. Git space push space origin space main, right? All right, so if I just come here and then I think I should do this, because if your default branch is master, this is what you do, and our default branch is actually master. Okay, I'll explain what I mean. Let me copy this right here. No, it's Control Z, made mistake. Control Z. All right, so if I copy this right here, this is actually master. Okay, so this is it. This is what they're talking about here, right? So if our default branch is master, so if it's main, this should be main. You should write main here. So because this is master, this is why I'm using the git push origin master. If yours was same main, it should be git push origin main. So I'll just come right here and then just put it right here. Okay, let me come here to main. Let's see. Right, so we actually put in main right here. So it says error, failed to push some ref to https this and this and that, right? So there's something we are going to do right now to be able to fix this. So if you experience something like this, do not panic. Let me show you exactly how to fix this. Alright guys, so what this basically means is, let me show you exactly what's wrong. Right, the reason is because we try to push origin as main, right? Because our own file is a masters, right? Master, so we're trying to push with main, or trying to push to main. So that's actually the problem, right? And the reason is because of that, right? When I initially tried to push to masters, right, I did not put it well, right? I only put masters, right? I put in a wrong code. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna paste in this, not masters right here. It keeps repeating the same thing for me, right? Which is supposed to be this. Copy this. All right, so that should be it. Let me try and paste it right there just to be sure. Come here and then do this. All right, so this is the right thing. You put in git push origin master, because I kept putting this one, that's why. So if I come here and do this, all right, So once you've done this right now, right, the next thing you want to now do is this. You now want to come back here, all right, and then come over here. Let me, I think I've erased the file. Let me exit this right here. So we want to come back here. All right, so if I come here and then copy this right here, I believe that should be it. All right. All right, so as you can see right here, as you can see, if you look closely, it says uploading LFS objects, right? So you can see it's actually pushing it to GitHub, right? So we're actually pushing our file to GitHub right now. It's actually processing. So basically this is actually how it works. So Git LFS will automatically upload the large file separately through the LFS system, right? So you should see something like this, which is what you should see, something like uploading LFS objects, this, which is exactly what we're seeing right here, as you can see. So it's actually done, right? Which is super amazing, right? It's actually done. As you can see, it is done. It is done. So what you're going to do right now is move over to step 10, right? Which is the last step, right? So step 10, you're just simply going to come here and then verify on GitHub. Okay, so to do that, we go to GitHub repository in the browser and refresh. You should now see your file listed there, right? Even if it is larger than 25 MB, okay, which is super amazing. So basically this is actually it. So let's come here, confirm. Remember, this is it. This is our repository. This is our GitHub account, and this is the repository. So I just come here, refresh. Really easy and simple. Okay, boom, it says here master has recently pushed this 1 minute ago, right? So we can actually compare and pull request, right? We can actually compare and pull request if you want. So what we're going to do is that I'm just going to come right here and let's look at this right here. All right, so if you come here to masters right here, okay, and boom, as you can see right here, this is actually it, right? Notice this is also here. This is a git attribute that was actually created whilst we were doing all of these codes, right? So yeah, so this is basically what we actually push to GitHub, and as you can see, it is still bigger than 25 MB, right? It is still bigger than 25 MB, right? But then we can actually access it because of the 4 steps we followed. So if you don't understand, you can do well to watch this video again, start from beginning and watch till the end, so you actually, so like I said, just simply watch this video again if you don't understand, right? Watch it step by step and then follow it step by step, so you're not going to miss anything, you're not going to make any mistake. All right, and then once you do it, you actually just be able to put it inside. So if you have any issues or any complications, you can just copy that complication, right? Any message that you get here, if you, let's say you get something like error like this and you don't understand what it means, just copy it from this user point, this user desktop, copy it down here to the where the red warning is showing right here, copy it and then take it to ChatGPT and paste it and ask him to help you solve the problem. Tell you're on GitHub, you're in Git Bash, and then ask it to help you solve the problem, right? It's actually going to be very helpful in case you experience any problem that was not listed here. So this is basically how I do mine, and this is how to do it. So do well to leave a like to in this video, right? Give a like to this video right here if you got any value, and also subscribe to this channel, right, for more videos like this. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.